Welcome back to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price. You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for.
Louisville's own DJ Ice. DJ Ice.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
It's the one and only DJ Ice, Louisville's coldest DJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. So listen responsibly.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. As always, we are trying something new. Y'all hearing music y'all are not supposed to hear. No, anyway, welcome to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. Can you hear me, producer?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We've got these things in our ear trying to make this thing work. Anyway, hold on. Hey, y'all, you can really not make this stuff up. Testing 1, 2, 3. Conscious Fever. Okay. So I guess you all can hear me now. Greg, if you can hear me, tell me that you can hear me instead of the music. Not sure what's going on here, but every time we hit this, it turns the music on. Anyway, this is Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I'm Carl Price, your host. Got a very interesting topic tonight. The topic is, I have forgotten the topic. I forgot the topic. But anyway, the topic is, there we go. Fellas, ladies, is she worth dinner and an Uber? Now, I know this topic is a little spicy tonight, but we had to make it spicy tonight because Coco Gauff is playing in the U.S. Open, trying to get to the finals for the first time. As well, University of Louisville football team is playing as well. So here we go. And we may have some audio issues tonight because we've got a couple of things crossing each other, but just bear with us. But anyway, the question is she worth it? Is she worth dinner and an Uber? So we're going to show you some clips from TikTok of a young lady who she only says that she dates 7-figure women. And the question is, and she's got a lot of figures on her as well, not money. But so the question tonight is, fellas and ladies, we want you to chime in as well. Is she worth dinner and an Uber? Or is it okay to just be overconfident that you can look the part, be educated for the part, live the part, and believe that 7-figure men would actually come for you? So anyway, that's what we're talking about tonight. I'm Carl Price. This is Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio, as we do each week, each and every week. We take a quick break and then we come back and we talk about the topic. But before we take a break, I do want to just make a simple request. And that request is that because the violence is still very, very violent here in Louisville, Kentucky, there was a police officer that was shot. And as last we heard, he was in critical condition at the University of Louisville Hospital. So I want y'all to remember him in your prayers when you pray tonight. Or if you're not doing anything, when we take this quick break, just say a quick prayer for him and his family, just to make sure that he pulls through. I cannot imagine a society without police. I'm just saying, I cannot imagine a society without police. So anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back from this break, I want y'all to join in. And again, you can call in 502-641-0441 is the call-in number. You can call in and talk to us about this particular topic. And this is going to be interesting tonight. Again, 502-614-0441. You see the number there on the screen. Call us tonight. I want to talk about this topic. I want to see if this is really real out here. I mean, has our society gotten to the point where you can basically be anybody and ask for anything? Or are there standards in this Barbie world that we live in now? We live in a Barbie world, which means that you got to be beautiful. You got to be semi-shapely. I mean, for those of us who are old like me or elderly like me, we don't have to worry about the shape and all of that because we've grown out of that. We've had our days. But that's the question tonight. Is she deserving of dinner and Uber? And I want y'all to hear her in her own words. And when she talks about that, I want y'all to comment. Again, you can call in 502-614-0441. I'm Carl Price. This is Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I'll be right back.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
All right, welcome back to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. Again, I am Carl Price, your host. So we're going to dive right into this. So this is a young lady who obviously is confident about who she is and why she exists, but she only dates seven-figure men. So if this woman were to come up to you and say, hey, listen, you don't make enough money for me, or you're not worth my time. The question is she worth dinner and an Uber? So again, 502-641-0441 if you want to call in. So we're going to show you this first video. And if the video doesn't have any sound, then I'm going to come back, because one of these videos don't have any sound because of copyright, because of the copyright laws. We had to suppress the sound because you had music on one of these videos. So I want you to check this out, this first video out, and then I want you all to comment. And again, you can also comment live if you wish on a Facebook or wherever you're watching from. So here we go, 502-641-0441. We're going to show you this first video. Producer, can you put that first video up?
I'm fat and I date high value men. A guy could have money and like not want to spend a dime on you and be super stingy, which that is literally my pet peeve. Like, I cannot deal with a stingy man. I don't care how much you make. Like, if you're like nickel and diming me as your woman, we are not meant to be. Like, I already vetted him for the other stuff. Like, I vetted if he was kind, if he was honest, if he was a good person, if he had similar values to me. Hello, that's like part of it. I guess people just thought, oh, money hungry fat women. Like,
Okay. Carl Price, Conscious Fever. Okay, so I think she's advertising that she's obese and that's okay. So my question is, fellas and ladies, is she worth dinner and an Uber? And again, you can comment on wherever you're watching from. Hopefully the comments will come through. If they don't come through, give us a call at 614-0441. That's area code 502. So one of the questions that I am going to ask, or I'm going to say, looks like I may have missed it. Okay. So one of the questions I would tell you, my answer would be no, she's not worth dinner and an Uber. And I can give you a myriad reasons why. Because if a young lady approaches a relationship for money, and her focus is that if you don't have a minimum amount of money, then it's not worth it, then she's already inconsiderate of the compassion and the love and the romance that really, really sparks a relationship. What do y'all think? I mean, I'm just saying. So here she is again. We're going to show you another video of her. I want y'all to check this out and tell me what you think. Now, this one is the one that doesn't have any sound. So can you play that back, producer, up here? Can you play that back? So this is what she looks like, and I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with her size. The question is whether she is worth only a seven-figure man. Bring me back. Okay, so that's the question. I mean, she only dates seven-figure men. Now, if you did not get the full flush of what she said earlier, I want you to take a good ear. I'm going too fast tonight, y'all. I'm going to have to slow down. I haven't eaten. But I want you to put your ear up to your phone now, or your mobile device, or your TV, wherever you're watching us at. And I want you to really take a listen to this next clip and what she says. And I want you to be the judge. Is she deserving of dinner and an Uber? And then we'll talk about the Uber and how likely you are to get lucky with this woman based upon what she is demanding. Show that clip.
I expect a man to pay for the date. Yes, the whole entire date. That includes my Uber to the date and my Uber back to my house. If you are a man that I'm interested in, I want to see that you can provide for me. I want to see that you can afford an Uber ride. I want to see that you can afford a nice dinner date. Like, can you afford basic things? Because if you can't afford dinner and an Uber, my transportation, you certainly can't afford kids. You certainly can't afford a house. You certainly can't afford my bills. And I got bills to pay. Okay?
All right. There you have it. What do you think? I'm just saying, now I'm going to break this down. I'm going to offer my analysis this time. I'm going to break this down. So in that clip, she said, got to have enough money for a dinner and a movie. I'm sorry, not a movie. Dinner and an Uber. Dinner and an Uber to take me back to my house. So an Uber to take me back to my house, right? So fellas, let me break this down for you. if she requires you to pay for an Uber round trip to pick her up and take her back, there's two things wrong with that. One, she's really not into you more than she is into the dinner and the Uber ride, right? Because if it's really a date, what is the protocol? The protocol for men is to pull up, pick her up from her doorstep, right? But if she's saying you have to pay for the Uber to the dinner and back, she doesn't plan to go with you to the dinner. She only plans to meet you there. And judging by her size, she only plans to eat. And then you have to pay for the Uber to take her back to her house, which means she's not going back to your place. And it's likely that she's not bringing you back to her place. What's wrong with this picture? I mean, other than what you saw in the picture. And number three, let me just say this. If you're going to have some demands like this woman just made, you've got to look the part. Can we play that one more time? Play that one more time.
I expect a man to pay for the date. Yes, the whole entire date. That includes my Uber to the date and my Uber back to my house. If you are a man that I'm interested in, I want to see that you can provide for me. I want to see that you can afford an Uber ride. I want to see that you can afford a nice dinner date. Like, can you afford basic things? Because if you can't afford dinner and an Uber, my transportation, you certainly can't afford kids. You certainly can't afford a house. You certainly can't afford my bills. And I got bills to pay. Okay?
Okay. So you heard it again, right? And so I see you, Blackman. She is fake news. I get that. But what's wrong with this picture? I mean, is that really the way that you start out a dating atmosphere? Is that what you really want in your dating space? I mean, I'm just asking, because it seems to be a lot, going on there. I don't know. Was that the last one? Was that the last video? Okay, so we have one more video. I want y'all to look at this video before you continue to comment. Go ahead.
These are the best Buffalo Wild Wings at home I ever made. You want the recipe? Comment below. But I just want to say, you are great. You are amazing. Everybody who had a bad opinion about you, throw them to the curb. They don't know what I know, which is you're the bomb. You're the best thing since sliced bread. Anybody who has something else to say about it, bye, boy. Boy, bye.
There you go. Okay. I wouldn't do it, y'all. Fellas, I want y'all to weigh in on this before the ladies. I see that the ladies are weighing in, but I want y'all to weigh in on this. I mean, is she really worth dinner and an Uber? And if she's not, what does she have to do to modify herself or change herself to actually be eligible for you to pay for her dinner and her Uber? Recognizing and appreciating what I just previously said, right? What I previously said was that it is likely that if you're taking her out on a date and expecting to go a step or two further, it's probably not going to happen because she wants that round trip Uber back to the house, right? I mean, if you have to have that round trip Uber back to the house. So what do y'all think? 502-614-0441. Call in. Give us your very, very, very live comments. Let us know what you think. Because, sometimes I'm going to tell y'all, sometimes some women and men just go too far. They just go way too far in these demands in a relationship. I don't think that you approach a relationship I don't think that you approach a relationship by saying this is the minimum that I require. I mean, it's okay to say that, listen, you have to have a job, you have to care about my kids or something like that. You have to have some compassion for kids, whether you like pets or don't like pets. I know today some people, before they date, there are a lot of people who say, do you support Trump or do you not support Trump? And if you support Trump, they won't date you. There's a lot of that going around too. And all of that, I guess, is fair game. But what's not fair game, in my opinion, is to say, do not holler at me. Not that every man would actually holler at her, but in any case, it's really just a thought. 502-614-0441, 502-614-0441. Call in if you have comments. And if you can't get through, that means that somebody else has got the line before you. But this is really interesting stuff. So I've got some more to say about this, but I'm going to take a quick break, just a very, very quick break. And when I come back, I want y'all to think about what I'm saying, because I don't want anybody to think that in any way that I am saying that this woman is not worth it. It's just that if you are talking about dating and all you're posting on your social media is you eating a chicken wing and you're a little overweight, or probably a little bit more than just a little overweight, ain't gonna happen. Conscious Fever, Carl Price. I'll be right back.
Sounds like we have at least 3 injuries, one bleeding from the head. Our caller also stated that one party is unresponsive with severe injuries. They believe it may be fatal.
Okay, welcome back. Carl Price here on Conscious Fever, Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I got a comment. Blackman says that she is fake news. She is fake news. So I don't know, but what do y'all think about this ideal of confidence today? And I'm going to call it confidence because people are so confident today. They wear anything. Everything is not worth wearing out in public. When I was in Vegas, I was standing in line in a CVS. I think it was a drugstore. And I no pun intended, I couldn't tell if this was a man or a woman or someone who had transitioned or someone or a man just dressing up like a woman. But this person had a fishnet skirt on and a thong. This person wasn't small at all, wasn't young either. And I just thought that was disgusting. Because you got to have some standards when you come out into public. You have to have some standards when you come out into public. So I don't know if we just live in a time now where we have individuals who just feel like that it's okay to wear everything or wear anything and look like anything, or even go on TikTok and just say, I prefer a 6-figure man. And if you can't take me out to dinner and pay for the Uber to the house and back to the house, then I can't date you. And I think in one of her clips, she criticizes men when they say, what do you bring to the table? I mean, should women be offended when men ask, what are you going to bring to the table? I think that's fair game. I think it's completely fair to say, okay, well, you want dinner and an Uber. And, if I were her and I'm after a 6-figure man, I want more than dinner and an Uber. a 7-figure man. You want more than a dinner. You want more than dinner and an Uber. So maybe that's where she has placed her standards, unfortunately low. But I think we live in a society now where people just feel that they can say anything they want, do anything they want, look any way, and think that that's okay. And then when you criticize them, they call up the 1-800 cancel culture number, trying to get you canceled. I'm just going to keep it real. She's not my type. She's just not my type. And I'm offended that she would tell me that I need to see your bank account first. I said earlier when I came on the air, I said that we live in a Barbie society now. I mean, and that's real. We live in a Barbie society. You know why? Not because of the movie Barbie. It's because you can really look drop dead gorgeous and beautiful if you want. You can really look that way. So why would you submit to some demands of a woman that is eating chicken wings on TikTok with the shower cap on? I mean, I'm just saying. We're just talking preferences. Yeah, Greg says, Greg, I don't know why our comments are not coming up, but I see your comment. You said, you're laughing. You said, classmate, you are correct. Yeah. I mean, let's just keep it real. If you are going to be that bold to say this is what you want and nobody else can actually talk to you, then I'm going to be bold and say, sister, there's a lot of men that would agree with me that you're not their type. You're absolutely not their type. And you're definitely not going to get my money. Dinner and an Uber, Uber driver might be somebody who does it 1/10 out of a day. So he's not going to be a good driver. He's not going to know where he's going. So that's the Uber I would send for her. Number one. We'll probably go to McDonald's for dinner. See what she has to say about that. Because as men, we also have to demand what women are bringing to the table. What are you going to bring to the table? If all you want out of me is to know what my income is and whether I can pay your bills, nah, sister, nah. No. That's not it. I think she does much, much better with a different approach to seven-figure men. Right? But we live in a world where there's somebody for everybody, right? Somebody for everybody. I see your comment, Willie Aiken. We can't put it up for some reason. I like a girl with a shower cap and eating chicken wings sexy. Well, Willie, you can have her. You can have her. And I know you make seven figures up there in New Jersey. So, I mean, you can have her. You want her? She's available. We're gonna email that clip to Willie. We're gonna text that clip to Willie. Her first name is Gabby, Willie. So if you call her up, but what would you say to her, Willie? I mean, you can give it to me on your comments. What would you say to her if you bumped into her? Not because I know you, Willie. And then one, I know you're married, but let's just assume that you're not married. Let's assume that we're back at K-State. You bumped into her, and maybe it was a night that you had too much to drink or something like that. When we used to go to Student Center and, we would have substances in our body and be somewhat inebriated. And, used to be some times back on that HBCU campus where you just took anybody home with you after the Student Center closed, after the dance ended in the Student Center. So what if you bumped into her and she had that conversation with you? You got to tell me, Willie, what would you say? You can call us, 502-614-0441 if you want. You say you've been silly. That's okay. Don't be silly. Just be honest. Because I think sometimes I think it's degrading of women to come out and say, I don't care about your personality. I don't care what you do in life. I don't care how many people like you. You got to have seven figures, a seven-figure income. and you've got to be and you've got to pay for everything that you do for me. I'm not supposed to cuss on here, but bullshit. It's not going to happen. You know, I saw that clip earlier because there was some discussion about it on Twitter. Saw all of her clips. I went to her page, and the discussion really sort of turned racial. And I think one person asked, why is it always fat black women thinking that they can demand anything? Where do they get this confidence from? And they say, one person commented, you have more confidence than you have looks. One person commented, you have more weight than you have actual confidence, even though your confidence is high. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the right way to approach it, but it's just a simple no. It's just a simple no. Don't DM me. Don't text me. Don't ask how much I make. Because I think that's insulting. I think it's insulting the first time. You don't get, you got to take some time to get to know a person. And for those guys that listening that are married, I get it. I get it. Y'all are not necessarily a part of this conversation, but this was a life that y'all lived before, right? But it's different today. Lizzo, and let's just call it like it is. It's always the overweight women that are being extra confident, right? And feel like that they can say anything, but there is a limit. We all have a lane to stay in. I'm not as athletic as some of the NFL players, so I know I can't go in that lane all the time. I can believe and be confident about going into that lane, but, stay in our space. And I'm not saying that I'm not confident that I can be in that lane, but I probably just won't go in that lane because that's not my space. So if you don't look like Barbie, I don't know if is that the right thing to say. If you don't look like Barbie, don't go in Barbie's space. If you feel like that, one simple question that pops in my mind is that when you go on TikTok with a shower cap and eating a chicken wing and talking about romance, why are you so shocked that that's what you attract? Men who like eating chicken wings late at night, laying in bed, with a shower cap on, like the curl caps that guys used to wear back in the 70s or 80s. The 80s, the curls were out. Yeah, 80s. I don't get it. Man, if she was on the yard back in the day, she would have been one of the ladies who would be sitting on the wall at the student center after the party. Yeah. She might break the wall though, Greg. Don't wish that on the student center. Don't wish that on Carr M. Hill Student Center because she might break the wall. Why is she in your bank account? What's the number? 502-614-0441. Show that number up there for me, producer. 502-614-0441. Yeah. I don't know why she's in anybody's bank account. I just, I don't know. She might have self-esteem issues. Well, she might have self-esteem issues, Blackman, but, it seems like that she's definitely trying to overcome them. Some people just have the gall. And we have to remember the Great Temptations and their song, Beauty's Only Skin Deep, right? We have to remember that that's what we have, right? And that's true. And beauty should be skin deep. I don't know for everybody, but for me, beauty is skin deep because, beauty is skin deep because, beauty is skin deep because that's the way it should be. The outer layer can fool you. Y'all know that. There are many friends of mine that have actually dated uh, that have actually dated um, women that were beautiful, but inside they were horrible, and that's why the Temptations made the song "Beauty's Only Skin Deep," because you can find somebody, that really is, that is not so attractive on the outside, but beautiful on the inside. Very attractive on the outside and ugly on the inside. So that's why we always used to say the thing, beauty is only skin deep. I don't know if she has self-esteem issues, but one of the things is that I would tell you is just really, really interesting. So anyway, but I know that we've got a call. I think we have Mr. Aiken on. So Mr. Aiken, we're going to bring you in and make you a part of this conversation. All right, can you hear us, Mr. Aiken?
Yes, sir.
Willie, can you hear us? We have Willie on the line.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Go ahead, Willie.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, good. I can hear you now.
Yeah.
So what's your comment? Willie Aiken, calling us from the great state of New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, in this day and time, yeah, like you said, times have changed, and the reason why I was saying why they're in your bank account, all these young ladies now want to know what you got, and they get a bag and all this kind of stuff, and why you in their bank account? Let's get to know each other. They want to know what you can do for them. That's the case now, and I don't truly understand what that's about. Like you said, if you're just going on your looks, there's more to it. But what do you bring to the table? And not what can I give you all the time?
Yeah, I don't know. Right, but they get offended when you say, "What do you bring to the table?" Young lady, what are you bringing to the table? They think that is like profanity to them, and so I don't know what that means today.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, we're almost a generation removed now, but I try to listen to my son what they go through now. It's a whole different game. Logic and terminology is all different now.
Yeah, when it started, right? It started when women started dancing by themselves on the dance floor.
Yeah.
They didn't do that at the student center when we were at K-State.
That's true.
Greg Freeman said in his comments, he said, our buddy Greg Freeman, the baseball great Greg Freeman from Kentucky State University's Hall of Fame baseball team. He said, man, if back in the day, she would have been one of the women sitting on the wall outside of Student Center, Carr M. Hill Student Center. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, she would have been sitting over by herself, wishing somebody would come talk to her.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, she would have been sitting over by herself, wishing somebody would come talk to her.
But Willie, there would have been, and I might be over talking you because I've got a delay. Okay. Right, but here's the thing. But how many guys would have left the student center back in the day and said, I struck out with everything else, so come on, I'm going with you. But how many guys would have left the student center back in the day and said, I struck out with everything else?
Um, that's a valid point. But we didn't strike out too many times. I mean,
Hello?
there were some times, but a lot of we didn't strike. We didn't strike
Yeah.
out like that. But you had those nights where you it happens. You got me on the spot there. It happens though. It happens. You got me on the spot there. It happens though.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate you calling in and joining us on this conversation. I've got some delayed audio issues, so it's really hard to engage the conversation. But
Yeah,
I'm just taken
appreciate you,
aback,
man.
Willie.
Yeah.
I'm
And I'll
I'm
call you
taken
offline
aback,
'cause I
and I'm
give you the
telling you why I'm taken
last
aback
part of it.
because, and I know we're supposed to be a new generation. When we were younger, our parents were actually doing things, and we were thinking, "Oh, that didn't make sense," and they were saying to us, "Y'all don't do it like we did it, and that's not the way to do it. There's something wrong with you guys." And I guess we're saying the same thing about this generation now.
Yeah. Yeah. And we always going to have differences, you know what I mean? And our way of thinking and doing things. We grew up with the TV and they grew up with the computer. So it's a tad different, you know what I mean? They have more gadgets and tools than we did. We had to go old school. We had to present
Right.
ourselves with
Absolutely.
point click. More gadgets and tools than we did. We had to go old school. We had to present ourselves with point click.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Willie, I appreciate you calling in, man.
I'm get up with you. I'm gonna call you offline. We'll get together.
We're gonna have a
and talk.
topic like this again.
Okay. Yeah. I'll hit you up.
Okay. All right.
Cool. I'll hit you up.
All right. Ooh, that's a little different. That's a little different. So, interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And it's always going to be an interesting topic. Anyway, we're at this point. Maybe Gus would have hit. I think Gus hit on everybody back then, Greg. Gus hit on everybody. I think Gus hit on the dogs that were and the little kittens that were running around campus back then. Gus was just that guy. Anyway, my time is up here because our commercial roll is very, very high at the very end. But whatever you do, don't log off until the end. We're playing Pop the Question since we decided to talk about Gabby from TikTok. Don't go and follow her page because it's really sort of disgusting, in my opinion. She doesn't have anything to offer. She don't have anything to bring to the table. So anyway, this is Conscious Fever. I'm Carl Price here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. Huh? My producer's telling me something. But anyway, so I'll be back next week. Hope y'all have a wonderful week and root for Coco Gauff for the next time. Let me see this just a second. I'm going to pull this over.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Okay. Take me out. Can you take me out? We'll see you next week.
one's bleeding from the head. Our caller also stated that one party is unresponsive with severe injuries. They believe it may be fatal.
I don't want them, no, get them all off me. Say down for L, she a cause to see. 4 cars deep, we'll come through on a late night. Chicken spot, wings and fries, we call that a day night. Lights on, so out, I don't have no stage fright. Knew that I was built for this forever, ever, ever.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
We ride bands, 10 times 10, all my friends, it's for real.
Never get enough of you. Bright sneakers on, getting ready for a flashback. Time keeps moving on, looking at you feeling like I could never get enough of you. And I could never get enough of you. I could never get enough of you.
Alicia, what do you do?
I'm an inbound marketing strategist for colleges and universities during the day, and at night I'm a dancer, not the exotic kind.
Yeah. So you married?
I am not yet.
Not yet. Well, what's wrong?
Well, I'm just waiting on him to pop the question. Yeah.
Who is he?
He is my little sugar, dark-skinned, tall, everything to me.
Really?
Yes.
Y'all know him?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
He all right, dog?
He cool.
He cool?
He real cool.
Okay.
He real cool.
He passed the test.
And he's a doctor. He's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
Right. I wasn't gonna say that. I was leaving that part out.
Girl, you need to hurry up. You need to hurry up. You can't let this one get away.
It'll be 2 years July 7th that we've been
that y'all
together.
been dating?
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't that long.
It's coming.
You think so?
Oh, I know so. I know.
I bet you don't.
I may not know the date that it's coming, but I know it's coming.
Because, see, I'm the CLO. Let me show you something.
Oh, okay.
Come here. I'm going to show you something. Come out here. Now, you stand here.
Okay.
Okay, come on. Now, I want you to see something. Okay. I want you to pay attention to me. Now, I'm going to let you see something that you don't know, since you think you know everything.
You okay? All right. Give him this hand, too. Surprise.
You lied to me.
I'm here today on national television in front of all these people, asking you if you would do me the honor of lightening up my life.
I remember when we met, it seems like yesterday. You were rolling with your girls, but you had your eyes on me, baby. It's when I up and lay my eyes on you. It's when you wink to tell me make my move, and I'm so glad I did. She put her arms around my neck and pulled me closer. I felt her heart and then I knew that it was over. Said I don't wanna be a player no more. I couldn't wait to get you all alone, and I'm so glad I did. I popped the question. I finally popped the question. I popped the question. Yeah. I never would have thought in love, cause I could've sworn I'd never change, baby. Remember when you threw that thing on me, and it was like you put a spell on me, and I'm so glad you did. Man, it's been a year now, girl, I'm hurting now, and I know that I done did my share of wrongs, but regardless, you refuse to let me go, just to show your love was true. And every day I thank the Lord for you, and I'm so glad I did. I'll pop the question, girl, just understand, girl, I just wanna be your man. I'll pop the question, I look you in your eyes and promise that I'll never lie. I finally pop the question that you ever need, girl, all you gotta do is call on me. Girl, I'm down on my knees, my heart's in your hand, I'm just begging you, girl, just give me a chance. Even though I miss hard, girl, I know it's too